What's going on, YouTube gamers? Bonfire here, and welcome back to my 2016 End of the Year series. Today we're going to be covering my nominees for the 2016 Gamecite Game of the Year. Now, the games on this list are games that I've played throughout the year and only includes games that are brand new to 2016, so we're excluding any and all remasters. Otherwise, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered would probably be on this list because that game is just freaking awesome. These are all games that left some sort of impact on me and I think are all deserving on their own to win Game of the Year. So if your game doesn't make the list, let me know what it is down in the comments below and why you think it is Game of the Year. So without further ado, let's dive into the list, and in no particular order, starting with number 1 is Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is what I think is the pinnacle of this franchise because I think it combines elements from Bloodborne and the Dark Souls series into one game. I mean, the combat's a little faster, it's a little bit dark like Bloodborne, and it's just so good. It's got some really awesome boss battles, very memorable ones at that, and what I think is actually the most difficult and awesome boss battle of any Souls game that I've played, that being the Nameless King. And on top of that, it's a beautiful looking game running on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And even though they've said it's the last Dark Souls game, I hope it's not, otherwise go please make Bloodborne 2. It's just such a good game. I still need to play the DLC, but absolutely incredible and one of the best of 2016. Next on the list is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. And to no surprise that this one would make the list, but Uncharted 4 is a masterpiece. This game is just incredible. It has great storytelling, beautiful writing, great characters, amazing voice acting, and the graphics are absolutely incredible. I mean, it's such a gorgeous game. But one of the things that I think is so cool about this game is that there's so many nods and just little Easter eggs, if you will, to some of the older Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 that if you haven't played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, you won't appreciate going into Uncharted 4. Though some people complained about the lack of gameplay or the gameplay itself in general, I enjoyed it, and it's just so hard to argue with everything else that Uncharted 4 does so well. And with it being Drake's final adventure, I can't think of a better way to go out. Next up on the list is Doom. Now, I put together a list of what I thought were some of the best games of 2016 early in the year, about halfway through the year, and Doom wasn't included on this list at the time. But since then, and have finally beaten it, it's just, I can't stop thinking about it. Looking back at Doom, it's an incredible game. The gameplay in Doom is just top notch. It's such a fast-paced first-person shooter experience, and it's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously. There are story elements within this game, but that is not the focal point of the game. It kind of jokes about the story and focuses on that gameplay experience. The level design is absolutely incredible. There's a little bit of platforming in there to find tons of secret items, and it's just a bloodbath. As I think back at some of the best games that I played in 2016, Doom just stands out. And one of the things I like about it most is that I think it brings back first-person shooter campaigns and makes them relevant again. Too many modern first-person shooters rely heavily on trying to tell this realistic story and have these crazy good story elements and set pieces, and they rely very heavily on quick-time events. As with Doom, it gets back to the core and just having a fun gameplay experience. Next up on the list is Gears of War 4. Gears of War 4 is a game that, coming up to its release, I was reserved about. I had some reserved hesitation about this game because it was being made by a new developer, Coalition Games, and seeing what has happened to Halo transitioning to a new developer had me a little worried. However, Gears of War 4 is incredible. It's it's a really good game. It tells a really cool story, leaves you hungry for more, no spoilers there, and they introduce these new characters that I actually care about. Seeing the trailer and kind of hearing about these younger, kid characters, just the way they looked and everything, I didn't really think I would like them, but having played through the game and the story that it tells, I like them. And there's some nod to some old characters if you've played some of the other games that I think a lot of people will appreciate. I know I did. The best thing about Gears of War 4, in my opinion, is that it retains that core Gears of War feeling. It feels like a Gears game. And I know some people have said, oh, it is just another Gears game, because not a lot has changed. However, they've changed just enough to make it this whole new universe, this whole new set of characters, while that core gameplay experience is very much Gears. Outside of that, it's a gorgeous looking game that runs very well on the Xbox One. And another thing that I really like about it is that the level design actually has color, which is pretty new to the Gears franchise. Last but certainly not least on the list of nominees is Overwatch. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Overwatch was a tough one for me to put on this list. And the reason is because I played the beta earlier this year. I think it was back in April, late April, early May, when they had the Overwatch beta. I really enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But I didn't pick up the game right away and only recently picked up the game and probably have spent, a handful of hours playing it since picking it up. That being said though, it's good. It's just so good. Overwatch is an incredible multiplayer experience and one that's just so much fun, it's hard to put down. I find myself just getting wrapped up into it and not wanting to stop playing match after match. It's like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do better with this character, I want to get, this score, or try out this character, and it's just such a great experience. Sure, you're going to get frustrated at times, but it's still fun. I think it's very well balanced. I think it has a beautiful art style, great graphics, though some people complain that it's cartoony because they want realistic shooters, but it's a gorgeous looking game. It has great characters, a fun cast of characters it's fun to play and try out new characters. And I can't say it enough that it's just good. I get why this game is loved by so many people. I get why tons of people play this game, and I get why it won 2016 Game of the Year at the VGAs. It's good, guys. It's really good. And there you guys have it. Those are my nominees for the 2016 Gamecite Game of the Year Award. Let me know what you think about my list, and if your game didn't make the list, let me know what it is down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next episode of my End of the Year series. And until next time, I'm Bonfire, and I will see you online.
Yeah, now come up. It's 80 you now if you whip it, put your hands up. On the fly, lady, set a front, go ahead.